Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of Ugly Jeep Guy. Today, we're outside in Nanaimo. We're going to be looking for Jump Lake. I'm out wheeling today with Adam again, and we're going to be trying to find our way to Jump Lake, which is also Nanaimo's central reservoir, buried deep in the center of Vancouver Island. And it's going to take some careful maneuvering and a lot of tight squeezes for us to get there. Because again, there's several gates that we have to bypass in order to get to Jump Lake. So sit back, relax, and come along with me while we explore the interior of Vancouver Island. We hit the trails just outside the city, some breathtaking scenery. It's amazing that in as little as 20 minutes drive, you can be out here in the wilderness. And around any corner, there could be a black bear or a herd of elk. And there's always something new and amazing to see on the island. So as is usual when you're wheeling on Vancouver Island, you can go from in the trees to wide open spaces in the blink of an eye. So sometimes when you're following another wheeler and they're super confident they know which way they're going, they can end up not knowing where they're going. And in this case, Adam took a wrong turn, so we had to double back not too far.
Where's that one go? What's that? What are you looking for? Are you sure? Okay.
So Adam missed that right, which took us to just some amazing little creeks and waterfalls and streams, all dotted throughout the island.
Can you give me a solid and check and see where the phone that I have charging on you is at? That cable that you picked for your second? No. Where is it? Plug this into the phone.
I think one of my favorite things about Vancouver Island is it's one of the only places or few places in Canada, coastal British Columbia really, but Vancouver Island, it stays green all year. Sure, you get a lot of clouds and rain over the winter time, but I'll take the rain any day over -40 and snow. I decided to get a little cheeky shot here of Adam. For whatever reason, his brakes are super squeaky.
What is it? Maybe I'll do one hiking down there while I'm getting back here around the curves and some stuff. I looked out the left window. It's not good. Nope. There's a whole bushful of wild strawberry. You can no. Oh, could be. Can we hear the gladiator close now? No.
Really, at this point, we're going on blind faith here that Adam knows a way to bypass the primary gates to get us onto the back roads in and around Jump Lake.
Moving faster right now, any brakes. My sway bar's disconnected. Well, I mean, I could use 2004 low here now, so that's the problem, I suppose. Is that what you want me to do? No, I'm just saying what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Did not try to read it last time?
Yeah, we're like right next to it.
I want you to see the reservoir during the daytime because I've only seen it at night.
Yeah, we're right next to it. I mean, we're gonna actually end up going around it anyways.
It wasn't long till we found our first lake of the day. And although we weren't able to get to the lake that we had driven past, we did manage to find this waterfall when we were looking for a road down to the lake. I decided I'd put the drone up in the air, see what I could see. And it just didn't look like there were any other roads leading to this particular lake. We decided to keep pushing on past the lake onto our next destination. Ruby, in usual fashion, is letting every critter in the woods know she's here. I can't recommend it enough. If you don't have a mapping tablet in your rig, get set up as soon as you can. Especially if you're into driving back roads like this. Vancouver Island is scattered with tiny little trails that go all over the place, and it's really fun to connect them all up, but you can get lost pretty easy. And if you're like me, I can't remember all these trails and where everything goes. Things have really changed for me since adopting, getting a mapping tablet, and using a map program to start recording everywhere that I've been. Slowly but surely, we pushed our way through this scrub. I think the next investment I'm going to have to make in the 4x is a set of trail scales, something similar to what I have on the Gladiator. I really enjoy driving the 4xe because it's so fuel efficient and it's so much more powerful than the Gladiator. But really, when it comes to driving through this kind of scrub, I found myself thinking, wow, I really wish I had the Gladiator right now with those trail scales on the side of it. Thankfully, everything on the island is usually lush and green and doesn't leave too much trail scarring on the vehicles, versus northern British Columbia, where you get a lot of dry brush on the trails, and that'll really scrape up your doors. When driving through something like this, I find taking your time, not pushing it, not being in too much of a rush is really key to making sure that not only that your rig comes out in the best shape on the other side, but also you come out on the best shape on the other side. The last thing you want to have happen when driving through thick brush like this is to take out a tire or a mirror or something that could have been easily avoided as long as you were just taking your time and paying attention. There's nothing really difficult to this particular part of the trail. It's pretty much just flat ground the whole way, just really overgrown. This gap between the two Jeeps really gives us an idea of just how much spacing we had and how slow we were really going through this area. Actually, for the size of the lake, it was really quite surprising that there was no makeshift docks or cabins around it, which tends to be a pretty common occurrence on the island. I really got to hand it to Adam. He knows every trail on the island. I think this guy has driven every single square inch of drivable road on Vancouver Island. The only thing about Adam that will always puzzle me is why he spends so much time breaking small tree branches. He really likes to think that he's doing trail maintenance, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we'll be back on this road in years. But we keep pushing through, and you'll just kind of occasionally see his arm pop out there and snap a twig on a tree and move on a little bit.
And they're also designed to pair off the group if you, again, instead of keeping your door in. Because you know, like, Cherokee, don't get me wrong, the Cherokee was actually surprisingly more of a 4x4 than I even gave it credit for. Yeah. But it's still getting a It
wasn't too long we found ourselves outside of the brush again, and I had an opportunity to put the drone up in the air and take some great shots. It's views like this and days like this that just make four-wheeling and overlanding worth it. All those scratches, all the minor dents and bruises to your vehicle, it's all worth it on days like this.
Just goes down here, doesn't it? Yep.
Before long, we came up on one of the most scenic points of the day. At least for me, this was one of my favorite spots that we came across on this day.
Wasn't even trash. Oh, no.
So I got busy looking at the scenery and wasn't paying attention to what direction Adam headed.
Rock here.
Yeah.
Get it back there and just slightly up on this rock. Slightly.
Well, I gotta watch this.
No, I don't. Get a look here. Make sure you're gonna take your side off.
This would actually end up being one of the smallest obstacles we had to deal with throughout the day.
Huh? I'm covered in noise.
Now this obstacle, unfortunately, I didn't get any drone footage, but there was some really just giant tree roots and stumps that I had to navigate over here. And you'll see in the video, the Jeep drops down pretty significantly.
God. Are you kidding?
Right here, coming up over this giant root. Right there. Thankfully, the rock sliders saved me again. If you do not have rock sliders on your Jeep and you're going to go out wheeling and overlanding, one of the first investments you need to get, just get the simple Mopar ones. They work really well. If you're going to be really aggressive, look at something more expensive, but you should be able to find some rock sliders on Facebook Marketplace, or somebody somewhere in your local community, I'm sure, has taken their stock ones off and put something else on their vehicle. So you can probably pick up a set of rock sliders pretty cheap for your Jeep if it doesn't have any. They've saved my butt so many times. For now, me and Adam have seemingly made our way out of the scrub and into some more open Forest Service roads. I capitalized on the opportunity to stretch my legs and get some more aerial footage. Once again, the road had closed up and we found ourselves deep in the scrub. And that's the thing about wheeling on the island. Sometimes you'll find wide open patches of road and it'll only last for maybe a kilometer or two, and then you're right back into overgrown brush, scrub, pushing your way through it, scraping up your doors. Drop a line in the comments. Let me know, would you be willing to take your Jeep through this? We ended up coming out of the bush deep into the island, into an area that had been well logged and well used. I don't even know what this thing is. Some sort of sled. I imagine a fuel sled of sorts. Further in we pushed, the closer we were getting to our destination. We happened on another old piece of equipment. I'm not sure what this is. I imagine it was some sort of processing equipment. Maybe for pulling trees out of the bush. That's my best guess anyways. Leave a comment if you know what this is or you have a better guess. But I'm judging by the cables on here that this thing was in some way used to pull logs out of the bush. It would have been wild to see this thing brand new.
ain't flying a fuck. Yeah, I saw that too. Okay, I figured that's good. Where that, Adam? Yeah. What you doing? Going through there? Yeah.
Again, as with many gates on the island, maybe more than 20 feet away, there's a bypass around it. It really puzzles me. Why even build the gates? Why bother? What are you trying to keep us out of? So Adam came through with relative ease, and now it was my turn.
Is he through? Yep. Okay, put that down and pay attention to your driver. Hello, look on that side, good? Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, subscribe, share my video content. Every click helps. We've hit our goal of 5,000 subscribers. We're on our way to 10,000, and I appreciate all of your support.
Whoa. Which way did he go?
I love watching the suspension work. If you're thinking about getting into some serious wheeling and you're not wanting to go too big tires, like maybe 35s, 37s, I wholeheartedly recommend the Mopar lift kit. It works phenomenally. I have been very satisfied with it, both on the 4xe and on my Gladiator. Remember guys, when it comes to wheeling, the mantra to live by is slow as possible, fast as necessary. If you keep that in mind, you should come out of the woods pretty much unscathed every time.
This way. This way. Adam.
Since we spent so much time gawking at old machinery, we happened upon some newer stuff and thought we'd take some time to check it out. I don't know guys, I think I might have missed my life's calling. I could definitely see myself driving one of these things through the woods. Just around the corner we had made it. We found ourselves a jump lake. Just look at it folks. One of the bigger lakes on Vancouver Island. It's just beautiful. The only setback is you can't go in it, you can't boat in it, you can't fish in it, you can't even step in it. This is Nanaimo's drinking water.
Are you just showing us the spot?
Not too far away, Adam took us into what might be one of the nicest little campsites I've ever seen. I marked this on my map. This, when I get my rooftop tent, hopefully someday in the near future, this will be one of the first spots that I go to camp for the night.
It is a nice spot. Start now.
Actually, I don't think a night will be enough. I could see myself spending a whole weekend parked right here. After a short break, we were back on the road. And tell you guys, leaving this campground behind was pretty hard. I could have stayed there the rest of the day.
Bring down a little bit of shit there? Yeah, well, you should. Lighter. He did a bike around last week when he hasn't moved in a long time because he was over. Oh my god. Then what do we do? You don't take any more trails, you stay on the gravel roads.
It was amazing who you run into on the back roads. We were out in the middle of nowhere. And we ran into these three people just biking her, just giving her down this stretch of Forest Service Road that is literally in the middle of Vancouver Island. I couldn't think of biking that far out on my own like that.
Slow and steady, guys. Slow and steady up the shit. That's what he's saying. And then the phone, I go, what do you think? Let's get one started. Huh? I'm happy. I'm bored now. I'll take that as that. Where's my pointer? Okay, I want to hold the phone like this, right? So I'm going to hand it to you, and I'll just start facing me. I'm starting to film me a little bit driving. You'll start facing me out. So you should be able to see what you're filming at. Oops. Gosh. Sorry, you know me. I know, that's why I love that. Doesn't seem like I'm doing it right.
After what seemed like forever going through another narrow patch of forest, we came across another small lake. This one much more accessible.
Thank you, bud.
By now we were making our way out of the woods towards Comox. We happened to cross a couple of guys on all-terrain motorcycles. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. Not something that I would want to be riding up into the terrain that we just came from.
That's not a ride, I would need to right? You got that bike on yourself, right? It looks like a fucking street bike almost. Get the tire off on that thing, what are you doing, bro?
I had to inch past this fellow over here because of the big boxes that he had on the back end of his bike. I didn't want to take one of them off with the front bumper of my Jeep. I guess that'd be the advantage of having those all-terrain motorcycles though. Getting through scrub like this would be much easier. It didn't take Adam long to find us another little goat trail that would get us out from the scrub trail that we were on onto a bigger main road. And actually, this trail ended up being not that bad. It was actually one of the wider ones that we had gone through today. This trail led us out onto a much wider Forest Service road. This really wasn't much of a lake at all, but it was still a nice chance to stop and stretch our legs. Yeah, Adam opted to drive down towards the lake. I decided to stay up on the main road.
Jeez. Oh, you're so really loud. Really, come here. Calm down. How can she work this long? The whole window. Let's catch an attack.
Well, guys, that's it for another episode of Ugly Jeep Guy.
You know what?
By now, the day was getting long. I was getting the munchies. And Ruby, she was wanting to go to the beach pretty bad by now. Thanks for riding along, and as always, if you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys on the next one.